Definitely. His Excellency Hon.John Mahama is the hope for this generation. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this amazing thing. I'm sure persons with disabilities all over Ghana are happy.
Yes, we are.
Fund being taken to 5%. And acknowledgement, everything that is going around with this president of ours, I think he came at the right time. A round of applause for him.
Let's give it up one more time to His Excellency Hon.John Dumelo. You know, I always used to dream of a day where able people would envy persons with disability. But that dream has arrived! It's not a dream, it's a reality. Thank you so much.
Disability, no fee stress. Mr. President, this afternoon, my English is further enriched when one of the young girls here, in her own words, said, when Ghana chose you as president, they chose inclusion. Apt and appropriate for this day. Mr. President, as you listen to them, they echoed what has been your long passion, that inclusivity and equality is equal to equity. And that today, President John Dramani Mahama is not only fulfilling a major campaign promise, but demonstrating to Ghanaians once again that he is the compassionate President of the Republic of Ghana. Committed to touch the lives of vulnerable persons and to ensure their inclusivity, and to give meaning to the phrase that disability is not inability. The President, we want to thank you. The President, I am compelled to thank Deputy Minister Clement Apak and our brilliant Speaker, Joseph Achubumadi.
Go and help and support these vulnerable ones. That's what we are witnessing today here. We persons in Ghana, Your Excellency, we salute you. This social testimonies is going to solve themselves, their families, and to their nation. This is what we call human capital development, human resource, and we are also included. So we salute you, Your Excellency, for promoting disability inclusion in this space. Your Excellency, about 2-3 months ago, I was following. You were in Belgium, and you shared your personal experience with the gathering of others. You told them that one of your brothers had a polo, and as a result of that, he became a physical disabled. This experience you share with the gathering indicates to all of us that the issues about disability is not about them, but it's about us. Again, Your Excellency, the other day I heard you. You are addressing some of your politics at the Jubilee House, and you told them leadership is not slogan, it's not about slogan, but leadership must reflect in the life of the people. Your Excellency, that's exactly what we are doing here. Your leadership is actually reflecting in the life of persons with disability in Ghana, who either has been excluded when it comes to teacher education as far as financial social support is concerned. We therefore appreciate this good work we are doing. Your Excellency, you have clearly demonstrated that you are an advocate and you are committed to support persons with disability in Ghana. You clearly did that by having Dr. Dana is here today. You did that during your first term when you appointed Dr. Dana to be your chief of the minister in charge of chieftaincy in Ghana. And that was a mistake you made. We really appreciate that. Even though at the time we had some of the things we were opposing it, but you stood on your ground. And that's why I'm saying you are a big advocate for the person with disability in Ghana. Your Excellency, again, when you deliver your sonal the other day, just about 4 months ago, somewhere in February, March, in one zone, you mentioned 5 key issues affecting persons with disability. First, you mentioned 5% quota for employment for persons with disability. You mentioned that in the zone. You also mentioned reenactment of the law, the Disability Act. That's number 2. Number 3, you mentioned this free tertiary education for persons with disability. That's number 3. Number 4, you mentioned that support and efforts, and we appreciate your commitment to champion the cause of persons with disability in Ghana. For your information, Your Excellency, Dr. Bak is the chair for Parliamentary Caucus in Parliament. Let me take this opportunity to also to commend Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker Bakwe, for inaugurating the Disability Caucus Committee in the House to be one of the standing committee in the Parliament. We also want to commend Madam the Executive Chief. This bill is passed into law. Because we want this bill or this act to be in line with United Nations Convention on the Right of Persons with Disability. Because we have ratified the convention. Number 2, Your Excellency, we also pleading that the African Disability Protocol should also be ratified. The third one, Your Excellency, again, disability inclusive education policy was developed and launched and implemented during your time, the first term, when Your Excellency, President Nana Adjama was the Minister of Education. So you see your vision. Your vision is always inclusive. That policy of inclusive education.
Hon.John Mahama and the Vice President for this wonderful initiative. We have a performance by students of Accra College of Education, and so if you can come up quickly, we are behind.
2012 elections when I was in class 5, and I still remember. You are a true advocate. I'm Mensa Princess, and I'll be presenting to you a spoken word. Thank you.
Amen Bobikli MFA is my name. A student, a secretariatship and management studies student from Accra Technical University, and I will be giving you a speech. Thank you.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up.
My name is Gosway Ajono, a student with visual impairment, studying education at the University of Ghana, Legon.
I'm called Rosanna Latin, a student of Accra College of Education, studying BEd Grade Education.
in government. Today is more than that. It marks the opening of a new chapter of inclusion, of an equal opportunity for people with disabilities across Ghana. For
But now, through this policy being initiated, through our President, John Dumelo Mahama, our hope is not lost. Meaning we have all opportunity to thrive. Meaning there is no limitations anymore. With this, I want to thank our President, John.Haruna Mahama, for his efforts making us have the equal opportunity and equality. It's my wish that we all will be involved in this industry, that as the promise has been given, we will all have the support to live a successful life as students. Thank you very much.
Emotional, social, and financial that has made their desire for education a barrier. The introduction of free tertiary education policy for persons with disabilities, including those with physical impairments, has broken that. Your Excellency, this initiative is a good and great move that gives every Ghanaian child hope that they also can be educated, that their dreams can come to reality one day, that they can achieve it, and their capabilities can be nurtured. No child is left out. Any type of disability, all of us have equal chance to learn and transform our world. As a student, I know education is the key to a successful life and open doors for greatness. I wish to applaud the President and the Ministry of Education and the Student Loan Trust Fund for this transformative policy. It will help us to be educated and gives freedom to achieve our goals. I will urge my fellow students with disabilities to let us seize this opportunity. Let us aim higher, work harder, and show that disability is not inability. Together, we can redefine inclusion and excellence in Ghana's education system.
We thank you for this thoughtful initiative. As people who have been overlooked, excluded, and often left behind, it feels like a dream that we are finally being given a priority. This policy will eliminate the financial burden we've faced as students with disability. Due to the lack of funds, I had to stay at home for 2 years before going to the university. I wish this initiative was in place, so I didn't have to waste 2 years. But I'm glad that now it is here, that I get to enjoy. More importantly, that others like me will not suffer like I did. Fellow students with disability, I want to encourage and challenge us all to take advantage of this policy, to encourage His Excellency, the President of Ghana, to create more opportunities for us. Thank you.
Before you today to celebrate the launch of the free tertiary education for persons with disability initiative. This initiative is a testament to the government's commitment to inclusivity and equality. By providing free tertiary education, you are not only opening doors to knowledge, but also empowering us to contribute meaningfully to society. We pledge to work hard, support one another, and make the most of this opportunity. We believe that education is the key to unlocking our potentials, and we are grateful for your vision and leadership. As a first-year student with disability in a public tertiary institution, I have already benefited from full fee reimbursement from the Student Loan Trust Fund under the Free Tertiary Education for Persons with Disability Initiative. Thank you, Your Excellency, for this incredible initiative. We are excited to be part of this journey and look forward to making a positive impact in our community. Thank you once again.
We rise. They said the journey was long, too far for our steps to reach. They said dreams for persons with disabilities, too high to keep. They said dreams for persons with disabilities, too high to keep. We were taught to count our limits and measure tomorrow by what we lacked. They said maybe someday, but today, someday has arrived with minds. Oh yes, we rise together, beyond limits, beyond barriers, and beyond labels. And when history writes this moment, let it say, Ghana chose inclusion. Thank you.
This is the ability I was talking about. This is the ability I was talking about.
And God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Our students with disabilities.
As they are performing, I just want to also acknowledge all the presence of all the principals of colleges and education in our midst. We also have Professor Dumelo Jima. We also whilst you are enjoying the performance, we also want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Edwin Rebu Ando, Executive Secretary, National Council on Persons with Disabilities. We also have Pastor Alexander Nyame, National Coordinator, Ministry of Persons with Disability, the Church of Antigo, is also in our midst today. Wow! We also have Mr. Mahama Bonfa, Executive Director, Rights of Youth and Disability International. We also want to acknowledge the presence of the Deputy CEO.
Thank you very much. And all student bodies, please up to you. We acknowledge all. Always bless you.
President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, colleague ministers, if there are any, Deputy Minister Clement Apak, Omazi leading the persons with disability and co-chair of the committee, chairperson of the Student Loan Trust, chief director of the Ministry of Education and the team from the Ministry of Education, Director General GTEC, Director General NACA, Director General NASIA, Administrator of the GET Fund, and the Director General of the Ghana Service, Chief Executive of the National Youth Authority, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My honor and pride this afternoon to be introducing our keynote and special guest of honor for the launch of the Persons with Disability No Fee Stress. Mr. President, this afternoon, my English is further enriched when one of the young girls here, in her own words, said, when Ghana chose you as president, they chose inclusion. Apt and appropriate for this day. Mr. President, as you listen to them, they echoed what has been your long passion, that inclusivity and equality is equal to equity. And that today, President John Dramani Mahama is not only fulfilling a major campaign promise, but demonstrating to Ghanaians once again that he is the compassionate President of the Republic of Ghana and committed to touch the lives of vulnerable persons and to ensure their inclusivity, and to give meaning to the phrase that disability is not inability. The President, we want to thank you. The President, I am compelled to thank Deputy Minister Clement Apak and our brilliant Speaker, Joseph Achubumaji. They were the co-chair of the committee which mapped out the blueprint of the roadmap that, Mr. President, you are here to launch today. So the rural Fumbisi MP of Clement Apak, we remain grateful and to honor you for the leadership that you have provided. Mr. President, the GET Fund administrator and the team at GET Fund have been particularly supportive. And to the persons with disability, I'm happy to announce, before you hear the presidential packages, that this no fee stress will cost the state and the GET Fund some 31 million. President Mahama have asked me to assure you that so long as he's president, from now until 2028, the GET Fund will commit 50 million every other year. Mr. President, the Director General of GES is here. Focus to basic education and to improve learning outcomes at the basic level. Mr. President, the story is told of a young girl whose teacher somewhere in the Ashanti region went in and was waxing English, teaching at that early stages of development. Then the child told the teacher that so, Mr. President, in line with that and with your authority, I'm directing the Director General of the Ghana Education Service and the GES that from today, teacher use of mother tongue instruction is now compulsory in all. The GES is to ensure strict enforcement of this. That child, that Ghanaian child, was not born into an English family. but a proud Asante Akan family and deserves to learn. This is part of President Mahama's research agenda. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we are discussing higher education, and for President Mahama, he wants to expand access to quality, relevant education. Let me acknowledge Kofi Asare, one of those who draw our attention every other time to some of the crookedness of the policies we may be pursuing. I'm also happy to announce that President Mahama a few weeks ago was in China. And in China, the Chinese government was benevolent and generous enough to give Ghana some 200 million of the Chinese RMB. And then when they looked at Mr. President's face and to honor his birthday, they added another 200 million, which I'm told is the equivalent of about some 27 to 30 million US dollars. The President is aware of my briefing that in some parts of Ghana, access to quality secondary education is still a challenge, and access to higher education is still a challenge. The President recognizes the role and the continuous role of the church in partnering the state in the provision of higher education. Accordingly, President Mahama is dedicating the 200 million for the start and establishment of a Catholic Science University in Damango in the Savannah region. So that at least that will be done. An additional new university, Mr. President, will be established. 3 technical universities, one in Jasikan, one in Techima. The Director General of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission was in the Ahafo region. Mr. President, we may have to delay the takeoff of the School of Engineering at Bunsu in the Eastern region for good reason, so that as a result of that exchange, when we complete the physical infrastructure, we will get the School of Engineering and Agric Sciences functional. But Mr. President, it is the thinking of government, and you requested me to put a committee chaired by Dr. Christine Amakunuama to work to expand access to higher education and to give you a blueprint on doing this. In line with that, Mr. President, Achreswa in the Ahafo region and Kenyasi in the Ahafo region will enjoy new satellite campuses as part of the Bunsu University, with the intention of making them have their own universities in the foreseeable future.
5% employment quota for persons with disability. For private sector organizations that meet the quota, they will be given tax incentives. And every public sector, through their ministers, will have to report annually that they have met the 5% quota. The next is gender empowerment. We will launch dedicated programs for women with disability, providing them with entrepreneurship grants and leadership training. The 7th is accessibility and infrastructure. We will enforce the Ghana accessibility standards for all public buildings and facilities. 2026 will be 10 years since the enforcement of accessibility to public buildings was meant to be enforced. Therefore, in the Amendment Act to Act 715, will increase the term of imprisonment for persons who refuse to comply.
Trust fund, and indeed, on behalf of the across the country, I stand here deeply honored to deliver this vote of thanks at this historic occasion. Your Excellency, today's event is not just a policy launch, it is a powerful statement of inclusion, equity, and hope. Through the introduction of the free tertiary education for persons with disabilities, your government has demonstrated once again that no one Ghanaian